I'm Leah Lawrence.
And I'm her husband, Mitch Lawrence.
And you are listening to the Southern Spirits Podcast, where I regale my husband with Southern stories of the macabre, creepy, and strange.
And I drink.
So what are you drinking tonight, Mitchell?
Our beer tonight, not so much a beer, it's a hard seltzer. It's Narwater Grapefruit Pineapple. Brewed and canned by Monday Night Brewing in Atlanta, Georgia. 4.7% alcohol by volume. Nothing on the cans for these, so let's read the online description. Refreshing, bright, definitely holding you to that 6 a.m. hike. Brewed the hard way with real grapefruit and pineapple. What I have to say about this... What was that face you just gave me?
People drink and hike?
No, Leah, it's the... Never mind.
I'm confused, and that sounds awful.
What I have to say is that we had one of these on a few weeks ago. This is a sampler pack, so we only got 3 of them, and I'm pretty upset that I only have 3 of these. These are real good. Leah brought up the point earlier that there's not much flavor, but I get a lot more of it out of it than she does. It is subtle because it's a seltzer.
Look, I call absolute bullshit on whatever you're about to say because it literally tastes like carbonated water that had a friend that was a pineapple in a past life. That is not a real flavor.
Well, I like it. Again, it's refreshing, and I may just go on a 6 a.m. hike tomorrow.
Look, it tastes good. I enjoyed it. It was fun to drink, but it does not taste like pineapple, grapefruit, whatever, because I was very excited by that flavor, and it does not have that flavor.
Well, I think that it is tart and sharp, and like I said, I just wish I had more of them. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think it's wonderful.
I mean, I could drink a bunch of them, don't get me wrong, but that is not the exciting flavor that the can would suggest. It is a beautiful, bright, yellow and orangey kind of can going on.
Right.
Looks fantastic. Tastes like sparkling water.
Well, anyway, I enjoy it, and we have 2 other ones coming eventually that we have in the fridge right now.
Which also sound amazing, but will probably taste like...
We'll see.
Sparkling water.
We'll see. I mean, they are all sparkling water.
But I mean, like, just sparkling water.
Yeah. Our shot in the dark for the night, Uncle Nearest 1856 Premium Whiskey. Distilled and aged in Tennessee, bottled by Uncle Nearest in Columbia, Tennessee. 50% alcohol by volume. Let's read the bottle. Astonishingly smooth with a gentle finish, Uncle Nearest 1856 is inspired by the best whiskey maker the world never knew. Tennessee's premier master distiller and teacher, Uncle Nearest helped perfect the distinctive maple charcoal filtering process that exemplifies the best of American whiskey. Made by hand, double distilled and aged in American oak barrels, Uncle Nearest 1856 pays tribute to his legacy and craft. End quote. Okay, well, we're going to have a mini story. Because for anyone who doesn't know what this is, they say a lot here and on their website about this sort of thing. They kind of allude to Uncle Nearest taught the famous Tennessee whiskey maker, but they never say it. So the story is Uncle Nearest taught Jack Daniel how to make whiskey.
Yeah, he was the original distiller that taught him how to actually distill and how to filter things and make it sweet like that.
And they don't have any of that in their media. They don't say the name, but they say everything but the name, you know. So that's the story behind it. And he was a former slave, is the story. And he brought a slave way of making whiskey, which was charcoal filtering. So the guy's name was Nearest, not Nearest with a T on the end. His name was Nearest, Neris. And he basically did all this many, many years ago and never became famous for it. So this company started back in, I believe, 2017, and ever since then has won a whole bunch of awards. Being named like one of the top 5 whiskeys in the world, that sort of thing, winning competitions. And I have to say, for the personal section, that we all know I don't like Jack Daniels.
I love it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. This is a really, really good Jack Daniels. That's how it tastes to me.
Yeah, it's a classier Jack Daniels. It's not as sweet. It's smooth. Yeah,
what I have in my notes is it's Jack Daniels with class and good taste. That's how I describe it, because I don't like the taste of Jack Daniels. This is a very excellent taste, but also reminds me of Jack Daniels. So, anyway, you can really taste that maple charcoal in it. It's incredibly smooth, and it's 50%. It doesn't feel like it's 50%. Now, it is kind of harsh, but it's goddamn good. So.
And a bonus, the woman who created it was a woman, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But also she's a black woman, and just supporting black-owned businesses right now, especially female black-owned businesses, is really important to me. I think it's awesome. She's clearly, got people together to make an incredible product. So if you can find it in your local retailer, I highly recommend it. The bottle is gorgeous for display, or just, to drink all of it immediately, because it's really good. So I 10 out of 10 recommend. And thank you to my friend Aaliyah, who submitted a TikTok, actually.
Yeah.
She sent me a TikTok and she's like, hey, have you seen this? And it was a guy that was, reviewing black-owned business products and stuff like that, and telling the stories behind it. And it was a fantastic TikTok. If I knew more about TikTok, I would tell you where to find it, but I don't. But anyway,
about that, there's something on the website that the entire, I think it's completely staffed by minorities, is what it says, something like that. And it's the best freaking whiskey that I've had on the show. It's it's up there with others that we've had. It's a 10 out of 10 on ice. I didn't mix anything with it. Leah made a lemonade with it, and it's real good. So, what would you give that, Leah?
I mean, this is absolutely fabulous. Like I said, I'm not huge into drinking whiskey straight, just because it's not my thing. I don't want it to burn. I want it to taste good. But I could drink that straight if I needed to. Probably on the rocks, but it's a very smooth whiskey, and it's something that I wouldn't mind drinking. And I am a Jack Daniel's girl. I like Jack Daniel's mixed with lemonade. That is one of my favorite go-to drinks. But that is...
It's better, isn't it?
This is that, but elevated, and I'm using cheap-ass Dollar Tree lemonade. You know what I mean? Like it.
And this stuff isn't that expensive. I believe this was $50 or $60 for this bottle.
Yeah, and that's the fancier variety.
It is. We have another one. Their cheaper one that, I say cheaper, it's $10 cheaper, but that'll be later. So this got a 10 out of 10 on ice, 10 out of 10 overall for me. It's fantastic. I recommend it. And if you like, some harsh whiskey, it's for you. So that's it, Leah. That's it for the alcohols. And maybe we should have saved the Uncle Nearest story to actually do on the show. But, I mean, you're right. That's pretty much the whole story.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, you know what I've got?
What?
3 postcards from the mail.
Oh,
Yay!
shit. We got listener
mail.
You know how long it's been since we have a listener mail?
Mostly, I have actually been checking the post office box, but I think the U.S. Postal Service has been fucked up for so long that,
a little bit.
Literally one of these postcards is from November. And to be fair, it came from overseas, but
yes,
I'm just gonna say it took a while to get here. And I checked it this week. And anyway, so all of this stuff is from December and November. But we finally received it. It's fine. And most of them are going to be Christmas greetings, but you know what? I'm gonna read them anyway because they're lovely. So, this one is the postcard is from Montana. And it says Alpine Glow. It's a very pretty picture of Montana mountains.
Oh, nice.
And it says, spent Thanksgiving in this beautiful place. By now it's Christmas, New Year's. So happy holidays from the lovely Montana.
Thank you.
And it's from Marissa. So thank you, Marissa, for sending this to us. That's lovely. I've never been to Montana, but I hear it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I would love to go, but, I'm afraid there's just not that much there.
It's a lot of scenery, I guess, which I'm into, so it's fun. And horses? I hear there's horses there.
Oh, yeah, they have horses, Leah. They just have wild horses.
I'm scared of horses, so maybe not for me.
Those fuckers are big.
You think that horses are cute from afar, but if you get up on one, they're huge.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Horses are big, scary motherfuckers.
It's true. Anyway, so this next one is from Chicago.
Oh.
And it's got a fantastic illustration on the front of it about banned books, I think.
Oh.
And it says, "Hi, our local public radio station was selling these postcards of old..."
Can't read it? Uh-oh.
There's a smear. I'm sorry. Of old something in Chicago. And I thought that you guys would like it. Of Old Laws in Chicago. That's what it
There
is.
you go.
Like I said, post office, y'all. It smeared it. But it's Old Laws in Chicago. And I thought that you guys would love this one. Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank
I do
you.
actually really freaking love it. And on the top, the law from Chicago, it says, it is a crime in Chicago to sell any book, pamphlet, or other literature of any kind that is of salacious character, or
Ooh.
whose contents are lewd, lascivious, obscene, immoral, or indecent. 1872. So it's got this illustration of, selling some smut on the front that is fantastic. 10 out of 10 would
I
recommend.
love some smut. Can somebody send us some smut to the P.O. box?
Absolutely not. Please don't do that. Anyway, but yeah, thank you. And huzzah for supporting your local public radio station. We're big
Huzzah.
NPR supporters here. So thank you for that, Stephanie. It's going on my wall.
I love NPR.
All right. And
Oh.
the last one.
NPR's my jam.
NPR is definitely our jam. The last one is a lovely postcard with two fantastic, would you call those gnomes, elves, something?
Elves. I would say elves on a
They're
reindeer.
very cute on a little hobby
Could just
horse.
be children. I mean,
It could just be children in pointy hats and
yeah.
pointy shoes. I don't know. But it is actually from Finland. Yay!
Thank you.
So it says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It also says it in Finnish, and she's translated it for us.
Thank
and
you.
it says, thank you, Leah and Mitch, for all of 2020's Southern spirits. All my best to you in 2021. Yours, Taru. And
Thank you.
like I said, it's a beautiful, illustration of either children, elves, or gnomes. I don't know. I'm bad at this, but it's an adorable illustration on the front.
What a conundrum to have.
You know what? And it's a UNICEF card, which is fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about all of these, and they're going up on the wall.
I don't know anything about UNICEF. Tell me about UNICEF. Quickly. Give me
okay.
the elevator pitch.
Okay, they collect money to aid in
Sorry, my floor's here. I gotta go.
eliminating childhood poverty
Oh.
and
okay.
problems that are associated with childhood poverty.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good thing.
Yes.
Sounds like a good thing to me. I'll say probably, though. I'm not entirely on board yet, UNICEF. You have to prove yourself.
I think they've done that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, we really appreciate that. Thank you, Taru, for sending that all the way from Finland.
Yes, and thank you to Stephanie and Marissa for also sending cards. Y'all, you don't know how excited I was to see that in the mailbox because I had just I was about to go in for some more dental procedures, and I was feeling real anxious and awful, and I saw those in the post office box because it's right next to my dentist office. So I went in to look, and I saw 3 fantastic cards, and it just made my day. So thank you to everybody who's sent us postcards this past year. They were all very well, fantastically received. I love getting postcards in the mail, and just thank you for taking the time out to do that for us. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for cheering Leah up for her dental work.
Because we're not over. We're not done.
No, Leah has more dental work, which begs the question, does anyone out there know how fucking expensive dental work is?
It's very expensive.
Good God.
Even with, insurance.
Yeah, I don't think our insurance does anything.
No, it paid over half of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
fuck
that's why
off.
it's... yeah.
Leah.
And you know how much we paid, so dental work is very
Look,
expensive.
y'all, you're better off just letting your teeth fall out. I mean, fucking shit.
Look, I would if I weren't in pain, but,
Yeah.
I was born with genetically shitty teeth. Nobody in my family has good teeth. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so enough about Leah's problems. Are you ready to go into a sassy Southern saying?
Yes, ma'am, please.
All right. Well, today the saying is, it's cold enough to kill a hog.
I don't understand.
You venture a guess?
Is it because pigs don't have fur, so they get cold easy? Is that it?
So,
Uh-oh, Leah's coughing. What happened? Oh, God, that's a lot of coughing.
I inhaled the lemonade whiskey.
Don't do that.
Oh, God, it's in my nose.
Well, look, okay, some boars and stuff do have fur, but
Yeah.
not a lot of fur. So, a lot of pigs don't have fur, though.
It's not the cold that's killing the hog. Does that
Okay.
help?
No, because you said it's cold enough to kill a hog.
Mm-hmm. So who would be killing the hogs?
The people to burn the pig fat for heat?
No. That's not how that works.
Wolves. Wolves are killing the hogs.
No. So cold enough to kill a hog down here means that it has gotten to starting to be winter temperatures. So
this is harvest time.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So back in the day, and even my grandparents talk about this. I've heard them talk about it all my life, but people around here used to keep hogs as like a primary source of protein throughout the year.
Yeah.
And they would, have hogs all year, and when it gets to about wintertime, you slaughter them and then you prepare the meat. So to kill a hog, and it's got a lot of meat and it has a lot of stuff that needs to be dressed on it, and you generally are killing lots of hogs at the same time so you can prepare the meat all at once. And like I said, it has a lot of meat on it, and if you kill the pig when it's too warm outside, the meat's going to spoil immediately because there was no source of refrigeration at the time. Ice was very difficult to come by, and so they would
deliver ice, right?
Yeah, like in blocks of ice too, and it was expensive, and most of the people around here were poor as shit. So, like I said, when it comes to stuff like that, you had to wait till it was about below 40 degrees for about 4 or 5 days straight, and then you knew it was time to go ahead and get everybody together to slaughter the hogs,
because there were no weather forecasts either.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a big ordeal going to get this, because it was a community effort, you know what I mean? And so cold enough to kill a hog means it's finally cold. Winter's here. It's cold enough that if you slaughtered pigs, you could do it and not ruin all the meat.
Yeah.
And so if any old Southern person says it's cold enough to kill a hog, that just means, it's chilly, and it's been chilly for a few days now. That's it.
It's chilly.
And I've like I said, I've heard my grandparents' stories about the slaughter time, and it's not for me, but I mean, I get it. I get where it was very necessary back then, and I'm sure some rural places still do it that way, but that's what it means. It's cold enough to kill a hog just means it's been under 40 for a few days now.
Well, that poor hog, though, he was just getting comfy.
Yeah.
Or she. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know enough about hogs to have an opinion on that.
No, but I'm just sad that the hogs don't get to live up to Christmas time,
No,
get
but that just means you get a
presents.
Christmas ham, so.
Ooh. No, because it'll definitely have spoiled by that time.
No, you salt cure, sugar cure, smoke hams. Cold enough to hang meat means the same thing.
Well, now we're ruining another
I think we've already done that one, but
no, we haven't done that.
Have we
one.
not? Anyway, it's the same phrase and the same reason. But you would smoke the meat, you would salt cure it, you would sugar cure it, and you would hang it to age in smokehouses, and that stuff would be cured to where it would be, useful and usable for the rest of the year. That's the whole point of slaughtering it while it's cold, so you can have enough time to prepare the meat to last.
Well, all right. I'm very happy that we went over that one. I believe that pork is like the most fucking versatile meat. I love pork.
We just don't use it very much.
No, we don't. We'll have like some bacon and sausage here and there, but we never have pork chops. We occasionally get a pork loin, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But pork's so versatile, Leah. We should be more into pork. Or less into pork, depending on where everybody stands on meat and murder and all that. But, I'm into pork.
I'm trying to get more into vegetables.
Okay. That's not the same thing.
I'm not good at it. I'm not there yet. We're on a journey, okay?
Yeah, we are. We're on a pork journey to a certain extent. And vegetables are along the route.
Look, if everything could be made out of mushrooms, I would be down. But not all vegetables taste like mushrooms, and that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I love using mushrooms as the primary protein. Leah, it's been 20 minutes and we've done nothing. God damn. Let's go.
Maybe you should cut out all that stuff. Anyway, all right, let's go to our very first story, which is a very short story, but fucking hilarious in my personal opinion.
Okay, we'll see.
So, let's talk about Leroy Brown, the famous bass.
Bad Leroy Brown? Baddest man in the whole damn town?
He was a fish, so no, but...
This is a Cat Stevens song.
It is not a cat. It's a Jim Croce song. But
Jim
anyway,
Croce.
Don't confuse the two.
I'm pretty sure.
So we're going to be talking about Leroy Brown, the famous bass from Alabama. So there was a man.
Did he sing?
No.
Did Leroy Brown sing?
No, he did not. But he did some other tricks, but we'll get there. Anyway, so there's a man named Tom Brown, and he's actually in the Professional Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. And he was from Alabama, and he was a kind of a celebrity in the fishing circles.
Yeah.
He actually invented jelly worm lures.
Yeah.
You know, the little jiggly worms that were scented.
I do.
He invented those. He invented other really popular types of lures. I don't know enough about bass fishing to be knowledgeable about this shit. No. But he also invented the hummingbird depth finder for fishermen. So
that's important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
He had a big old bass fishing lure, bait and tackle kind of store in South Alabama, and he was pretty big deal in the fisherman circle.
Yeah.
But he's very famous for a particular fish that he caught, and it's kind of funny, and that's why I'm telling you it. And this fish's name was Leroy Brown. So shot in the dark.
Oh God, here we go. Hold on, the thing.
Where did Tom catch Leroy Brown? Okay. Did he catch him in A, Lake Eufaula, B, Lake Martin, or C, Lake Katoma?
I'm gonna say Eufaula, Leah.
You are correct. He was caught in Lake Eufaula.
Well, let me give myself... I'm pouring the shot, I'm sorry. Let me give myself a little bell. There we go. And you are about to get roughed up by this shot. Just trust me. It's pretty strong. So, here you go, Leah. You enjoy that. Me and Uncle Nearest will sit over here and let you drink it. Ooh, she took it straight down. How was it? Uh-oh. Not having a problem? Oh, there it is. The shivers have arrived. That's exciting.
It's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's strong, though, isn't it?
I really don't suggest shooting it because it's too good to shoot, but it's smoother than you think it's going to be.
It's very good.
Whew, but I feel it, though.
Yep. You're going to be fucked up soon. Did you take an omeprazole before we ate dinner?
I did. Okay. I've got heartburn medication. We're good. It's burning down my esophagus. That is. Whew.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bless it. But yes, Tom did catch the bass named Leroy Brown in Lake Eufaula in 1973, and obviously he named it after the Jim Croce song "Bad Bad Leroy Brown."
Oh,
yeah. Okay. The fish was not named. The song wasn't named after the fish. The fish was named after the song.
Well, I don't like it anymore at all.
I'm sorry. But Tom took a real liking to Leroy Brown. He thought he was a nice looking little fish. He was smaller than most of the other bass that he caught, but he was a good fish. So he took him
he knows some tricks.
Well, we're getting there.
Oh, no.
He took him back to his bait and tackle store, and he put him in one of the tanks there as, just a display. And he used those aquariums at his bait shop to sort of test lures and bait and stuff like that to see what fish were attracted to. And Leroy Brown was not to be messed with. He would smell a lure and go, fuck that, that's not real food, and he'd flip his tail at the lures. And all the other fish would come after it like, oh fuck yeah, this is the best thing we've ever smelled. Aww. And Leroy Brown would come and fish sniff at it and just be like, oh fuck this shit, that ain't
fish
real.
Sniff. He gave it the old fish sniff.
I don't know how fish scents smell. I'm sorry.
Oh, he gave it the old fish sniff.
The old fish sniff.
That is a nope.
But so he seemed to be smarter and more interesting than some of the other fish. So Tom got pretty damn attached to Leroy. Aww. And so he started teaching Leroy Brown how to jump through a hoop. And he would jump out of the water and jump through the hoop back into the water. And he also taught him to eat out of his hand. So he'd, teach him how to do these little tricks, and he would show them off to people in the store, and the fish became kind of a local celebrity. And a lot of famous people came to like see him because they thought he was so damn cool. Because he was just this little badass bitchy fish that just didn't like anybody and liked to jump through hoops. Like,
he's a boss ass fish.
he was a boss ass fish. And he was so famous when he died. And unfortunately, he did die. He was a
Aw.
fish. He died
He
in
was a fish.
yeah. He died in 1981, so he's pretty old for a fish.
Yeah.
He died in 1981, and they had a funeral for him.
Oh, God.
Now, Hank Williams Jr. showed up for this,
Oh,
as
God.
well as the Alabama governor at the time, Fob James.
Jesus Christ. It's a
And-
wonder nothing gets done in Alabama.
Yeah, and they had a full-on legitimate funeral for this fish. At the funeral, the Eufaula High School marching band played Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Oh, my God.
And they had pallbearers for this fish because this fish was in a purpose-built casket for him.
Okay.
And the pallbearers were all famous bass fishermen that had known Tom and knew Leroy, I guess. But here's where the story gets fucking weird because a famous fish that does tricks isn't weird enough. This is where it gets a little true crimey.
It's fine right now.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Leroy was unable to be buried on the day of his funeral because
no.
the ground was too wet and they couldn't dig the hole deep enough to get
Yeah.
the casket in. So, Tom stuck him in a freezer at his store
Oh,
until he
God.
could be buried. But the night after the funeral, someone broke into the bait shop and stole the fish and the fish casket.
Ugh.
So someone has stolen the frozen body of Leroy Brown, and Tom is absolutely inconsolable. He's upset, and he offers a $10,000 reward for the safe return of the body of Leroy Brown. So 3 weeks after this fish has been stolen, the reward is still on the line. They got a phone call
Oh, God.
from someone in the Tulsa, Oklahoma airport requesting ransom money for the dead fucking frozen fish.
Oh, God.
And so eventually they alerted police, and the police smelled where it was from an unclaimed bag.
Jesus.
And the bag contained Leroy Brown's body. So they got Leroy Brown's body back to Tom in Eufaula, and he paid to have a $4,000 monument made, a marble statue commemorating Leroy Brown, and he put it up at the bait shop. And since he's died, Tom Mann died.
Yeah.
They moved the marble monument away from where the shop was, and it was moved to Broad Street in Eufaula in one of the street medians. So you can see the monument to the fish Leroy Brown there in Eufaula if you want to. So that is the story of the bad Leroy Brown bitch ass bass fish
Bitch ass fish in
body
the whole damn
heist.
town. Yeah. I mean, good God, y'all.
Who steals a dead pet fish,
Yeah.
y'all?
I mean,
Also,
if you
who
think-
pays $10,000 to get a dead pet fish back?
Fucking for real. Like, did Hank Williams at least foot some of the bill?
Hank Williams Jr.
Hank Williams Jr., correct. The crazy one, right.
The fucking crazy one.
He is nutty. He is a full-on fruit salad, Leah, with pecans throughout. Like, good God, he's out there. Hey,
He's a weird one, that's for sure.
had some great songs, also had some real racist ones,
Yeah.
but there were some real good ones in there mixed in.
Oh, Lord.
I was a Kid Rock fan until I found out he was friends with Hank Williams Jr. You know, growing up, I was a Kid Rock fan. I don't think anyone should admit that, but, you know, we're about
It's
being
okay.
honest
My
here.
dad was also a Kid Rock fan until he realized how shitty he was of a person.
Kid
It
Rock?
happens to everybody eventually.
Well, Hank Williams Sr. is buried in
Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah, in a
That's one of the
cemetery
first
in
things
Montgomery.
that my dad, the first time that my parents came to visit us when I was first living in Montgomery with you, that we went to go visit the Hank Williams grave.
Yeah.
It's all AstroTurf, y'all. It is.
Yeah. It's not worth going to.
No.
But
My
besides
dad
that,
loved it, but
So, like, I don't understand why, because they didn't really live in Montgomery. But anyway, Hank Williams Jr. maintains an abode around Montgomery somewhere, and he and Kid Rock are around town every once in a while, like hunting and all that shit. They both have hunting land in Alabama. And sometimes people see them, and they're, like, getting pictures, and I'm like, you fucking hicks. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Oh.
hey, at least Coleman has Channing Tatum on occasion.
Yeah, he'll show up every once in a while.
They might be racist, but at least our
Yeah. At least our racists have abs.
I don't think Channing Tatum is racist. Just the city is. Anyway.
No, I was joking. But
We also have Bo Hicks. Is that his name? The one from
Friday Night Lights? That
no,
guy?
from
Because he is from Coleman.
no, he was from
Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
no, American Idol. The Bo.
Oh, okay. Bo Bridges.
But no, that's not it.
That's an actor.
Maybe Taylor Hicks. Is
Taylor
that
Hicks.
him?
Taylor Hicks is from Alabama, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Look,
Anyway,
y'all, we're going to sit here and talk about all the famous people we know. Not know, but have,
have accidentally run into in public.
just in the catfish house, like, oh, Channing Tatum. Yeah, that go. You can continue talking anytime. You drive the show.
Baby, I'm a little in the closet, in the toilet. I don't know what you say.
You are 100% in the toilet right now.
Look, the problem is when I get drunk, I forget what euphemisms for being drunk are.
Yeah, mostly in the toilet. That's the big one.
I'm 12 sheets to the fan. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's that one right there. You're doing great.
Which is a problem because this next story
is in the toilet.
No, it's a haunted theater, which I'm particularly into.
Okay.
So we're going to Charleston, South Carolina on this particular one.
Yay, I'll see y'all there.
I've been to Charleston once. It was absolutely lovely. Would like to go again.
I have not.
Yeah. So this particular story comes...
Uh-oh. Leah's got burps, too.
Okay, I'm good now. We're going to be talking about the haunting at the Dock Street Theater in Charleston.
Okay. I feel like you were a little disjointed there.
The Dock Street Theater in Charleston, South Carolina is haunted.
Never mind. Continue.
What was disjointed about that?
Nothing. You're doing great.
Okay, great. Okay. Look, y'all, I'm not kidding. I'm drunk. I apologize for whatever is about to come out of my mouth, but I've got notes and we're going to follow them and maybe we'll get to the end. I don't know.
We'll see if we follow them.
All right. Send me an email if you're upset. Or don't.
I promise to not read it.
Anyway, so the Dock Street Theater actually was first built in Charleston in 1736.
Whoa, no one was alive then.
Yeah, they were. They built this fucking theater. Anyway, so it was actually thought to be one of the first buildings in the United States that was actually designed specifically to be a theater, like for any kind of performing art. So that's cool. But it got burnt down like fucking pretty immediately.
Yeah.
In 1740.
There you go.
Bless my heart.
How did you get 1914 out of that?
I don't fucking know.
Excuse me. These are actually alphanumeric years. This is year A, quadrant 4.
Anyway, in 1740, so just a few years after it was actually completed,
Star date, 1714.
Shut up. A fire destroyed most of the French Quarter area in South Carolina, in Charleston. So the original building was completely destroyed. So eventually they replaced it a couple of years later, and the second structure lasted about 40 years, but it was then, demolished in the 1780s because they had something else important to build there. So, fuck them.
Okay.
Shot in the dark.
Oh, shit, I just poured this to get ready for it.
The third and original, or excuse me, let's try that again.
The third and 1940.
The third and currently standing building was not originally constructed to be a theater.
Oh, God.
What was it originally? Was it A, a bank, B, a hotel, or C, a jail? ABC.
For the haunted thing, what'd you say?
ABC.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad that you, helped out with that. For the haunting aspect, I'm going to go with a jail.
You're incorrect.
Oh, that's
it was
sad.
a hotel.
Okay, well, hotels are generally pretty haunted, too.
Yes. So the current building that has the Dock Street Theater in it is weirdly not on Dock Street, but it's close by to where the original one was. And it was.
Fuck.
You okay?
Oh, God. Woo! That is strong.
It is.
Yeah, don't shoot it. I agree with Leah.
But anyway,
I've got chills. They're multiplying.
are you losing control?
And I'm losing control.
That is not the melody. Anyway,
So,
it's electrifying.
electrifying.
Anyway, so 1 second. You better shape up. Do do do. Okay.
Because I need a
Do,
Steve.
do, do.
He's a fluffy little cat.
He's a fluffy little cat.
Y'all, I never wanted this to be recorded, but this is literally what we do every day. We sing to our pets. We put our pets' names into. I think we've done it on the show before.
Yeah, it's a problem. Anyway,
But, oh God, no one needs to know about this.
nobody needs to know about that. You should probably edit that out. Anyway, so the Dock Street Theater.
You're doing great.
Oh yeah, it was originally a hotel, and the building that's there right now was originally constructed to be a hotel, and it was constructed in 1809, and it was called the Planters Hotel, and it was called the Planters Hotel because fucking planters stayed there mostly.
What?
Yeah, weird, right? And by planters, I mean slave owners because
Leah.
that's kind of all the people that were planters at the time. So it was actually one of the most luxurious hotels that you could find in Charleston, and it definitely attracted the upper echelon of society at the time. So there was a horse race of some sort nearby in the time period, and a lot of wealthy clients would come into town during the horse racing season, and they would gamble on the horse races. They would drink lots of booze, and they would, have some fun with some sex workers, like you do.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very big draw, a very big, fancy
God.
hotel. Lots of very wealthy patrons patronized it,
Yeah.
So the story of the ghost that inhabits it is what I'm going to tell you now. Well,
I'm
one of the
excited.
ghosts, but the most
One of
famous ghost.
Okay.
The ghost that gets the most,
The ghostess with the mostest.
the ghostess with the mostest.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
So the ghost's name is Nettie Dickerson. So Nettie, while she was not a ghost and still alive, when she came into town, she was about 25 years old, and she was an unmarried woman. So back in the early 1810s, that just means you're old and unwantable at this point.
I agree. There was something nasty about her.
So she was basically considered an old spinster at that point because, marrying age was about 20 or so. And if you, little younger, little older, but, around 20, if you made it to 25 and were still unmarried, there was something wrong with you, or you were poor. But, whatever. I think she was both. But anyway, she was 25. She shows up in Charleston. She's looking for a man, just looking to get into society kind of thing, and it doesn't work out too well.
No.
She's really pretty. She's really smart, and lots of men are willing to fuck around with her, but
Oh, hey.
nobody wants to marry her.
Oh, because she's all used up.
Because
like
she's
in
25.
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she's 25 and ain't nobody need that old puh,
No, Leah, God. It's all banged up at this point.
It's had a few miles put on it, and they're not interested. but not interested.
A few miles. Oh, God.
Oh, bless it. Anyway.
So gross.
So she was also considered to be pretty low socially status speaking because she was not from a wealthy background and she was 25 and unmarried. So, didn't do great for her. So she was sad and she didn't have a lot of money, so she needed to find work. So she started a job at St. Philip's Church there in Charleston as a church clerk. And she, had room and board there. She got a small stipend for clothing. She got a small stipend for, just living expenses. Yeah. But other than that, she didn't have much. It was still kind of a shitty living. She had to work for a living, which is not, normal for most women in the time period.
Unless they're old, gross lady.
Yeah, 25.
With a beat up twat.
What are you going to do at 25? Shit, old as hell.
I apologize if that was offensive, but it made me laugh.
Oh, I'm so annoyed.
I'm sorry.
I'm 31, and I think...
But you're married already. It's okay if your twat gets beat up.
But I was 26 when we got married, so I was an old spinster bitch when we got married.
But your twat wasn't beat up yet.
That's true.
Leah.
It's true.
I gotta fucking calm down. Jesus Christ.
Y'all, I was a virgin way longer than anyone had a right to be. That's all I'm saying.
Well...
I was well into my 20s before that stopped. But anyway,
want me to cut this stuff out. But I don't care what you say about yourself.
I don't care. It's fine.
You do what makes you happy. But you're going to lose a lot of mystery at this point. People are going to be like, I thought Leah was a fucking player.
Leah was not a player. Turns out,
Leah was more of a Playa del Carmen.
Leah enjoyed dating gay men that had absolutely no interest in any of this.
Leah loved dating gay men.
Look, gay men are fantastic.
Yeah, great boyfriends.
They legitimately are.
Oh, Leah. Oh, Leah.
Just saying. Anyway, So, she obviously was not having a great time in Charleston, and she was a little upset about it.
Yeah.
And she, had good relationships with the people that were working there at the church. She was very friendly with them and, had a little bit of a support system there. But for the most part, she was very upset at not being accepted amongst the elite people in Charleston. She was looking to find like an elite husband, a man with money, and that just wasn't working out for her.
I'm trying to find an elite husband.
Right. If you get one, tell me.
Somewhere. Good God. Side note, if anyone out there is rich and wants to join this thing, have a little triad,
I'm not opposed.
We'll talk about it.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
I just need a hot tub. We'll see what else happens.
So her thing was that she loved the thunderstorms that would roll in to Charleston. And if you don't know, Charleston's a seaport town. So it's, right there on the water. And she liked watching the thunderstorms roll in.
Oh, that's sweet.
So her favorite thing to do while she was working at the church was right as a thunderstorm would be coming up, which they come up pretty frequently.
Yeah.
She would climb to the top of the church's bell tower and she would watch the thunder roll in, watch the rain come, and she just felt real chill in storms, which I totally get. I fucking love sitting and watching a storm.
Mm-hmm.
That is just one of my peaceful places. I love rain.
Me too.
Especially if you're on the ocean and a storm comes, that is peak excellent emo kid shit. I love it, and I would be there for it all the time.
Love it too.
So she would just sort of watch people along the streets and watch the rain come in, and just it made her feel happy. It made her chill out, and she's just really into that kind of thing. And she would see, down the street, she could see the Planters Hotel. And she saw all the fancy pants people coming and going. She saw the very rich men going in and drinking and cavorting with, sex workers. And,
right, as it should be.
And all that. And then she would always see them there at the church that she worked at on Sunday morning with their wives and being fancy and shit. And she was just like, you hypocritical bullshit folk, what the hell.
Yeah.
She was very upset. She hated the fact that she was stuck in this situation that didn't really suit her. And she decided, you know what? If you can't fucking beat them, fucking join them. And so she quit her job at the church. And, the people at the church, the priest especially, was like, hey, don't quit. You have no prospects and you're going to be out on your ass. So maybe don't do that.
Your twat's beat up.
Her twat was fine, I'm sure.
I'm sure it was fine, Leah. I'm sure there wasn't something like wrong with it. But she didn't have prospects.
Yeah, exactly. And so instead of just sitting around the church doing church clerk stuff, she decided to go buy herself some hooking clothes. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. That's where she was headed.
Yeah.
So she got dressed up and she came into the Planters Hotel and she started a life of sex work.
Nice.
And she was beautiful and she was really smart and she was funny and she made a lot of fucking money that way. She did a good trade, in sex work, and she still showed up to Sunday services at the church that she used to work at, because why not?
Yeah.
But a lot of people started treating her like shit while she was at church because they all knew that she was a prostitute, and it got to the point where some of the women basically started yelling at her and calling her names while she was at the church, and she was not one to take that kind of situation lightly.
Oh.
So she would basically come up to the women of the men, like the wives of the men that she had slept with on the weekend, and just, if they would yell at her, she'd just say, oh, your husband's real great, good choice, nice dick. You know what I mean? Like, just very... just saying, oh, you may be the wife, but he's fucking me on the weekend.
Your husband has such a nice penis.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. And so the women obviously were very not happy. And the men that she was servicing were also starting to decide that this bitch is going to talk about it, so this is not something that we're going to continue doing. So her business starts drying up. She doesn't have any money coming in, and she gets really upset and really depressed, and she just starts going out onto the balcony of the Planters Hotel and watching these storms rolling in. And she's kind of depressed. She has some mental illness problems at this point, and she starts basically yelling at people from the balcony during these storms. She rants and she raves and she yells at people about their hypocrisy and not accepting people and all of this stuff.
This is a combination of like 4 early 90s country songs.
Oh, definitely.
It really is.
It is. And so she stops attending the church, and the priest comes up in the middle of a storm because he knows that she's going to be there, being like, hey, we're sorry that, people are being shitty to you. Can you just come and we can get all of this worked out and you can start your job here, and, just trying to talk her down from being, out in the middle of a storm and all of that stuff. And she just sees him down and she starts yelling at the priest in the middle of the storm. And she's just like, you can't help me. All of this is bullshit. You're bullshit. Everything's stupid. I hate everything. Everything is hypocrisy. We can't deal with this anymore. And unfortunately, while she was grasping the railing, a lightning bolt hit her and electrocuted her to death.
My God.
Yeah. So, she is the ghost that most people see and think of when they think of the Dock Street Theater and its hauntings, because people see her. So the Dock Street Theater, after the hotel closed, the Dock Street Theater was reestablished in that particular building in the 1930s, and it had become, a well-known, theatrical setting since then. And they report to see this ghost gliding across the floor, in this beautiful red ball gown. But everybody says that she's terrifying looking because her face, they describe her as a zombie-like figure, that her eyes are just wild. It's like she's been electrocuted, honestly. Like, remember in the Home Alone where the electrocution scene where it's the...
That's my favorite part of the movie,
Yeah.
and you know that.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like that's what her ghost is sort of perma-stuck like. She's got that, I'm being electrocuted thing.
Oh, yeah.
And also, they say that she is most often seen cut off at the knee. And everybody's like, why the fuck is she only got like half a body? Like, what's going on? And actually, they did some research about the renovations that were done in different time periods in the theater. And the second floor, where she's seen most often, was actually raised by about 12 inches when during a renovation. So they believe that her spirit is still stuck in the same floor plan as to how it was when she was alive, and that, you know, she's still walking on her ground, but she's got about 12 inches cut off the bottom of her legs because, I mean, that's where the floor is now, which I think is kind of interesting and strange. But a lot of people do say that they see her just sort of floating around semi-transparent with these scary, you know, eyes, but it's not really a haunting that I think is aware, you know what I mean? It's like one of those memory loop kind of hauntings that a lot of people see. So she haunts that particular theater, but she's not the only person that haunts the theater.
Oh, there's more.
There is more.
That's exciting.
There is a famous actor that haunts the area, according to some people.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Let me guess.
If you get it right, I am going to take a shot.
Milton Berle.
It's no.
Damn it.
Older, much older.
Wait. I got it. Oh God, I can't think of his name right now. Shit. I completely am blanking. Who assassinated Lincoln? That's exactly who I'm thinking.
You're close. You're so close, but not quite.
Oh, that's who I'm thinking. It might be his brother though, because
it's his father.
Oh, okay.
His father, Junius Booth. Junius.
Okay.
Yeah, he's said to, because he was an actor as well.
Yeah.
And they
It's
played.
a family of actors, right?
Yeah.
The brother was very good and all that
the
too.
the brother and him, they all were actors. We had to do a bunch of units on him and that whole family during my history of theater class in college. I hated that class. Anyway. So we did, let's see. The Junius Booth, apparently played in that. So the Planters, hotel also had a stage of its own, and a lot of acting troupes came through, and apparently that was one of Junius Booth's favorite places that he ever played, and he loved staying there because obviously it was a gorgeous hotel and there was lots of, you know, booze and sex workers to go around, so I would assume he enjoyed it quite a bit. And so they say that they see this specific ghost in a man of the time period that he would have been residing there at the Planters Hotel, and people have, you know, done the research and all that stuff. I mean, there's no. I feel like they just attach a famous name of someone who stayed there at one point in time and just, you know, whatever. But they say he's Junius Booth because it was well known that he played that particular theater, like legitimately historically can prove that he did. And there's also a story of him like almost beating to death a manager there at the hotel because he got enraged over something. So, and he did not die in Charleston, isn't buried in Charleston. So but I mean, weird. I guess his spirit just loved that hotel so much that he showed back up. Or it's just some dude named George and people are calling this guy Junius and he's like, dude, George is not hard to say. Like, guys.
Yeah, just, there's no need to call me Junius.
Yes, it's George. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. Nettie is the most famous one that you'll hear the story of, but Junius, I guess, is the more famous of the people while they were alive is said to haunt that particular theater. And they say that there's a lot of, you know, hauntings and paranormal goings on there at the theater. And it is still an active theater. Obviously, probably not now because of COVID-19. But, you know, during normal times and hopefully returning soon, they do have, you know, regular performances there by a professional troupe. And if you're interested and you're in Charleston, go see it. It's supposed to be a gorgeous theater. I've never been there personally, but they say it's absolutely beautiful. You can tour the building. I think they have ghost tours that go through there. So it's something that I would be interested in seeing myself.
I'll go.
But yeah, the Dock Street Theater, not on Dock Street, and it's in Charleston. So look it up while you're there.
I will do just that. I'll think about taking you with me. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
If you take a bunch of fucking dudes to Charleston instead of me, I'm going to be mad about it.
Yeah. What Leah's referring to, she's angry because we're trying to do a guys trip, me and a few friends, every year. And one of them had the idea this year to go to Helen, Georgia for their Oktoberfest
Which
thing.
is a lovely couples area,
And
by
Leah
the way.
goes, what the hell? We've talked about that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but it wasn't my idea to do that. They just said, hey, let's do that. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And Leah's very upset.
I am upset.
I don't know if we're going. I mean, that's in October. I don't know if COVID's going to be all right. I have no idea.
Fingers crossed that you take me. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've told Leah and I've told my friends that I'm pretty sure I convinced Leah to let the wives come on the trips to be our beer winches.
That is not going to happen.
Like, I mean, somebody's got to help.
Look,
Leah.
it's been years since I've beer winched myself. I will not.
When have you ever beer winched? What are you talking
Well,
about?
I mean, I have a costume. Anyway, I used to be a Renaissance Fair person.
Oh, you have a beer
don't.
winch costume.
I do.
Mm.
Do.
Where is it?
It's at my dad's house. Anyway. There's a velvet corset, all right? Leave me alone.
Well, anyway, I don't know if we're even doing that. The plans might change. We might not even go to Helen, Georgia. I don't know.
It's fine. All right. Well, are you ready for Toasty McToasterson?
Yes, I am. Hit me with it.
Everybody hoist your goblets high into the sky and let's toast before Leah gets any drunker than she already is. All right. There never was a better fish to be found than the bad, bad bass, Leroy Brown. Don't stand in a storm when there's thunder and lightning. Your ghost'll get zombied and end up quite frightening. Drink.
Oh, that was nice, Leah. That was very, it was quick. It was to the point.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
You're so sweet.
You're a little drunk, aren't you?
Yes.
Some strong fucking whiskey.
It is.
It's real good, though. Y'all go find Uncle Nearest whenever you can.
At your nearest ABC.
Hey, shit. Leah, don't hit your microphone with your
Sorry.
glass. My goodness. What is this world coming to? You're so unprofessional.
Yeah, well.
She makes a good point, y'all. She makes a good point. So are we done?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's outro it.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Join the community chat on Facebook. Send us an email, southernspiritspodcast@gmail.com. Send us a postcard, P.O. Box 1743 in Hartselle, Alabama, 35640. I'm burping right in the middle of the outro. I'm sorry. Follow Leah's YouTube channel, Craftpocalypse. What have I forgotten? Patreon. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Southern Spirits Podcast. Give us some more money to go buy some more Uncle Nearest whiskey. And I believe that's it, Leah. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank y'all so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye, y'all.